So big stuff going on for Xbox right now. They have the Gamescom 2023 that kicked off its first day today. Looks like it is a 3-day event, and I believe it kind of replaces E3. Oh, brings a tear to my eye to think that E3 is dead now. I had some good moments with E3. I definitely liked it a lot. But what's done is done, and so Gamescom is kind of their E3 now. So it's 3 days full of stuff, and today is day number 1. Oddly enough, I don't see anything Halo related within the next 3 days on the schedule. It is kind of sad, but at the same time, Halo's been kind of going downhill. I guess they kind of have to redeem themselves to get put back on the showcase. So anyway, Phil Spencer, the big guy at Xbox, he had a quite a long interview today, and he went over a lot of different stuff. I'm just going to go over it real quick. So he talked about Xbox's recent developments and acquisitions, such as Bethesda acquisition and upcoming AAA titles, which I will later on talk about. Talked about Starfield, which is obviously the highly anticipated game coming out within the next week or two. It was highlighted as a major milestone for Xbox, and Spencer emphasized the significance of launching new IPs. He actually talked about the success and impact of Baldur's Gate 3, which I think is definitely necessary. He talked about the impact on the industry. He acknowledged that. He respected it. He stated that great games from different franchises are beneficial for the gaming community. I thought that was pretty cool that he said that, because Baldur's Gate 3 is currently not on Xbox. It's not on any consoles. Hopefully it does get released on consoles, though. I do want to play it. He talked about the longevity of Starfield and its potential for post-launch support and modding, drawing inspiration from the continued success of Skyrim. Skyrim still has a very big mod community, and some of that is even on the Xbox. He talked about lessons learned from past launch issues like Redfall and efforts to improve processes to meet customers' expectations. Phil Spencer also talked about his insights on Forza Motorsport's graphical improvements, gameplay evolution, and the role of Turn 10 as a technical showcase. He also hinted at the upcoming Fable game, expressing excitement about its adherence to the series' humor and choice-driven gameplay. If there isn't a game that I'm super excited for, man. Fable 1 and 2 were absolutely fantastic. Fable 3 was not very good, but yeah, I have fond memories of Fable. Playing it when back when I probably shouldn't have even been playing a rated M game. I don't think my parents knew it was rated M. I think I kind of hid that from them. He talked about the ongoing focus of delivering a strong content lineup, exceeding the previous year's offerings, with a commitment to releasing more first-party games. He talked about Xbox's effort to expand its game library, included bringing more Final Fantasy titles to the platform. Yeah, he talked about, the release of the Final Fantasy VII Remaster and the new Final Fantasy 16 on Xbox. He basically said that, with their new deal with Square Enix, it's kind of up to Square and, what's comfortable with them as far as, when they are able to launch that on the Xbox. Kind of all he said about it, but it's good to know that, they're thinking about that. He talked about details about partnerships and deals with Ubisoft, which was big news yesterday. I talked about it in yesterday's video, so he kind of addressed that briefly. He addressed updates on gaming hardware with discussions about the diversity of form factors, graphical improvements, and gameplay experiences. Also discussed was the current stage of the Xbox Series X console's life cycle and plans for developers to take full advantage of the hardware. Yeah, I saw that it looked like he had kind of said that there is no need for a lot of people have been kind of rumoring like a mid-generation Xbox Series. So usually about halfway through a console's lifespan, so I think like halfway through the Xbox 360, for example, they release like a premium version of it with like, enhanced specs, and Phil Spencer said that that's kind of not necessary, I guess. He talked about clarification of the Xbox Series S and its role in the Xbox ecosystem, including discussions about split screen features and platform parity. And finally, he talked about insights into the mindset of game developers regarding Xbox Game Pass and Phil Spencer's views on the subscription model's compatibility with various game types and strategies. Overall, I thought it was a very good interview, a lot of insight, and, kind of touching base on what Phil Spencer had said about, bringing more AAA games, more first-party releases to the console. I think that was kind of big news because we have not been getting a lot of those. 2022 was not the best year for Xbox, and actually, it looks like there was a recent interview done with Jarrett West, who is Xbox's chief marketing officer, and he basically made it sound like Starfield will be the starting point of a multi multi-year period of time in which we are constantly getting first-party titles coming to the Xbox. So Starfield is coming September 6th. They're talking about Forza hitting the market. Forza, by the way, has like a huge following. I've never really been much into racing games. And then it looks like there are some other games coming up as well. So Hellblade is coming out in 2024. I believe that was a kind of a scary, creepy game that came out a few years ago, so it looks like that is getting a sequel. And then there's a game called Towerborn, and then another game called Avowed. I haven't really heard much about these games, but yeah, there are also additionally some other unrevealed games that are like first-party games that are supposed to come out in 2024 and 2025. Oh, and also it looks like Flight Simulator 2024 is going to be a very big deal when it comes out. A lot of good stuff coming up for Xbox. I really think that Xbox has, well, for the past few years now, been in a very good spot. I think 2022 was kind of a little bit of a low point, but I really think just seeing how everything is going, like Game Pass is doing great. We got all of these like first-party awesome games that are coming up in, you know, later this year and then 2024 and 2025. And even there's news that like Halo is like starting to kind of sort of take off again. Like its player base is actually increasing. They're doing good stuff. I just think this is a great time to have an Xbox. Good stuff coming up for Xbox, good stuff coming up for Microsoft. It is definitely something that will be very interesting to witness. I think the next couple of years for Xbox are looking very, very good.